Hello again, everybody. This is John and Glenn with BestPriceNutrition.com. Today we're going to review Genomics AlphaBurn. It's quite popular, seemingly. Nice thing about it is it doesn't have a lot of ingredients, so that's good. There's two. There's the black pepper extract, and then the Rauwolfia serpentina. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it's in layman's terms, it's also known as snake root, hence the serpentina name to it. And it's standardized for 30% of rauwolfine, which is also known as alpha-yohimbine, which is like the chemical cousin of yohimbe. It's a stereoisomer of it, so it only differs in the 3D orientation of it in space. So, do you want to break down kind of how it acts in the body?
It is not a stimulant, so you can take it with other stimulants. It's considered a fat burner. What it does is it antagonizes what's called the Alpha2 receptor on the cell. It prevents norepinephrine from binding to that receptor, and when norepinephrine binds to that receptor, it shuts off fat loss. So by keeping that from happening, it leaves the fat loss mechanism open, so you're able to increase lipolysis or fat burning.
Yeah, so it's kind of a backwards logic. If you can antagonize the receptor, you can allow fat loss to be turned on.
Yes.
You can keep the water running, so to speak, to stop the
Normally you would think of activating it would do that, but no, activating it shuts off fat loss. So you antagonize it, you stop that.
Okay, so some of the effects that we found in it, there was a study on elderly people, and they found that it had a mild hypotensive or blood pressure lowering effect. Actually, there's multiple studies kind of showing that it has somewhat of a tranquilizing effect, is what some people have said. Now, also heard it's an aphrodisiac, but that's been very anecdotal. And for those, because we'll get this question, aphrodisiac means it makes you horny in layman's terms.
And the benefit of this, people might think, well, why don't I just take regular yohimbe or yohimbine? Is that this is considered a form of yohimbe or a cousin of yohimbine that it has less side effects, I guess. It's not going to give you, it's not supposed to give you the jitters. It doesn't raise blood pressure. A lot of times people have issues with taking yohimbe or yohimbine, or something like this may be a little less harsh on the body in terms of side effects, so you may be able to take it and not have those effects, while still getting the benefits that you.
I think they say that because it's more specific to the Alpha2 receptor, and as we said, it's a stereoisomer. I believe it's the enantiomer, so it's like the non-superimposable mirror images. They're the same compound in space. They're mirror images, but they're non-superimposable like your hands, and that orientation in space has an effect on your body in terms of the receptors. So pretty sure that's the logic why. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that would be the reason as to why it seems to have a greater affinity for that receptor. Now, the biggest thing with it is all these effects we talk about is there's not really anything to demonstrate the fat loss effects of it. So we'd like to see some more human studies to demonstrate that. Like we talked about, a lot of this is anecdotal. And it's not to say that it doesn't do these things, it does, but the question is how does it affect humans in terms of fat loss? Because that's really what it comes down to. We'd like to see some more research. It's not to say that it doesn't work, it will work, just need to see some more research on it.
Just more research done
to demonstrate that. A question we get is for women or men, it's, as far as we're concerned, it's not gender specific.
Gender specific, can be taken with both.
Again, need more research though to be sure. I mean, there may be some effect. I don't think there's anything specific about the adrenergic system that's gender related that I'm aware of. How long to take it? It's kind of hard
just like with any other fat burning product, I would probably say 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off, or 8 weeks on, 4 weeks off.
Yeah, we're not sure if there's any down regulation or up regulation on this particular receptor, because again, we need to see some more research to know for sure. There may be something already out there, but I didn't really see anything specific. I'm not sure if you did.
It can be stacked also with other fat burning products. Not something you want to stack with another fat burner that has yohimbine, yohimbe, or alpha yohimbine inside of it. So if you have another stimulant-based fat burner that you wanted to take along with this, you can stack the two, just to avoid the overlapping of the same ingredient.
Yeah, so people who want to take it, again, aphrodisiac, maybe you need a little boost in that area. That's anecdotal, so, but I'm not sure what markers you would look at to figure out. I mean, I'm sure there's some chemical markers in the brain you can look for arousal, so maybe actually that is measurable, but something that would they research that, they'd probably ask you to, so there'd be some subjective too. So that seems to be one effect that's out there. And again, on the fat loss, if we could see some more research, that would be great. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else. I mean, it's in, yeah.
Yeah, and in theory, with what it does, it should be a good fat loss aid. But like I said, we need more studies showing that it does work.
And like we said, it seems that the mild hypotensive, the blood pressure, and the tranquilizing, like that's been validated. It's just the fat loss part of it.
The fat loss part of it.
Validated. It's not really why anyone's taking it is to lower blood pressure. They're taking it for fat loss. So kind of leave that as the jury's still out, And so if you guys have any questions further, we'll try and answer them. I think we covered pretty much what we could in the video. But please go ahead and post them. We're more than happy to answer them. Also, check us out at facebook.com/bestpricenutrition. Thank you.
Thank you.